New concept art for Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther gives us the gift of a ton of new questions. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm Sasha Pearl-Raver, and this is Screen Junkies News. Today saw the digital home release for Marvel's most recent film, Doctor Strange. One of the special features on that release was a look forward to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including a quick look at Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther. Now, it's mostly concept art for Black Panther and Thor, though we also get a little bit of behind the scenes with Thor, as well as an explanation from Kevin Feige and other producers that our resident God of Thunder, quote, starts discovering this impending evil. That character is Hela, who's played by Cate Blanchett. With me to talk about whether or not they're excited, hella excited you could say, is Dan Merle, Danielle Radford, and on social, Charlie Feldman. You have to say it. I'm from Northern California. I'm always hella excited. All right, guys, let's start by just getting right into the images. The first one that we have, if you can throw it up for us, Jonathan, is a look at what we think is, well, obviously, that's Wakanda. What's interesting here is sort of the old city against the new city, and the old city covered in what's, I guess, like a biosphere. And then we have another angle, which is the new city, and then sort of looking almost like the favelas of Rio de Janeiro.
Brazil. Yeah, like a very kind of Brazilian look to it.
Yeah. What stands out to you here, Danielle?
Yeah, I love the way that they show the Wakandans kind of preserving their old history while showing how far along they've advanced technologically. It's so gorgeous. It's so pretty.
Dan?
It is. Yeah, I like that, Wakanda is something that I in a way that we kind of know a little bit from Civil War. We know the general vibe of how they're ruled, but I like the fact that that introduction's out of the way. We don't have to explain that there's a king of Wakanda and that his son is, it's like that's gone, and we can really just jump into this. And yeah, I think that's a really, really cool way to kind of, everything kind of feels very multicultural and blended in this Marvel universe. Like even if you're in a certain geographic location, it takes elements from different things, and I like this kind of Brazilian thing that they.
Yeah, it's like this weird cross between Brazil and sort of like Singapore. Yeah. Like in Singapore, the old city is basically 1 block by 1 block square, and all around you have these giant high rises, which I think is interesting. Then we also have, speaking of old versus new, we have Black Panther going into the jungle, and then the next shot we're assuming this is him going into the necropolis, which is where Black Panthers go to commune with the souls of Black Panthers past. This is, of course, just our speculation, but based on those images, Danielle, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, and it's a rumor I've seen kind of around, it would make sense if the way that they can communicate with those old souls is because they have the Soul Stone, which would be great, so we can finally start getting together all of our Infinity Stones. So exciting.
Dan?
Yeah, that's, some people have said that maybe Heimdall has it. But that's, yeah, I like the idea that the vibe, again, that I got from Civil War is that the Wakandans are much more of a spiritual people. So I would like that if, they don't throw an Infinity Stone into Wakanda, if it is more of just a very spiritual thing of respect and honor for their ancestors. And the character that we've seen of T'Challa so far, kind of, that's what vibes a little bit more with me. But we got to get those stones together. But 2018 is getting fast. Getting here fast. We got to get those stones.
So if we get the stones and you're going to commune, who would you like to see him communing with?
Well, I definitely want to see him have that moment with his dad. That would be really nice. Since his dad was obviously a Black Panther, and obviously from the little that we got to see of their relationship in Civil War, they obviously had a great relationship. I think we do get that kind of moment where, he's just now becoming and growing into becoming this king, of Wakanda. So being able to go and like counsel and commune with his dad, and then we get those moments, and then I cry a bunch. That sounds great.
She gets all the feels up in there. So many feels. Well, the other thing that we have, and honestly, I'm sorry, I'm totally putting you on blast. You can't see this because it's too far away. This screen is so shattered, she needs to take it to the vibranium mine, which is where we think we are going next in these photos. That is a mess, Danielle. Again, pure speculation, but we know that we get the vibranium from Wakanda, and this looks like a vibranium mine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, true, false? Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we know that the Andy Serkis, the human, this time, a claw, however you want to put it, claw. I say claw because it's. I just like comic books and I like Inspector Gadget, so I say claw. Claw. We know that he's the man you go to if you want vibranium. We haven't seen him since Age of Ultron. I think he was obviously introduced to be set up for this film.
Yeah.
So, and I loved him in Age of Ultron. I like what he does with the character. With that character, it's very, he's minus an arm now. He's gonna get his own claw on his hand.
He gets a vibranium claw.
A vibranium claw.
Gotta get you.
But yeah, no, I think obviously, we're gonna delve more into that because vibranium is kind of what enriches Wakanda and makes it such a valuable resource, especially inside the MCU and out, not just the MCU, but in the Marvel universe. The fact that if you want vibranium, there's only one place you can go.
Yep.
We're going to get into another plot point once we get into Thor, but Danielle, I have a question for you. If we get something new out of the vibranium mine, what would you like to see? And who would you like to see it go to?
Oh, that's a fun one because we already know, obviously, like vibranium is part of what makes up Captain America's shield. I believe that there has been in the past vibranium used in like the Iron Man suits and stuff like that. If we could get it on, some more weapons for, again, going back to what we're going to talk about later with Thor, if we can get it on that new, because the rumor is that he might lose.
He might not have his mighty Mjolnir.
Meow Meow might be gone.
Mighty Mjolnir might be gone and being replaced with his axe, which is the Bjorn. Bjorn versus Mjolnir. But what if it's an entirely new piece of machinery and it's made out of vibranium?
Oh, that would be great.
It's just a thought.
Well, Captain America is also Sans shield currently, and it's damaged. So I would kind of like to see,
a freshie.
You're gonna get Cap back in the fold. Obviously, that's just how it's gonna work. But I would like to see, a little patchwork going into it. Get that thing shiny and new to face Thanos. That'd be nice.
He doesn't need patchwork. He can get his own. He can get a brand new shield.
True, but I don't know. It's a nice, a nice gift. It's like, I fixed your shield. Here you go, Cap.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Purple
and then
alien
more feels, man.
Yeah, more feels.
Friends. It's like a friendship bracelet in the MCU.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Okay, so moving now on to Thor Ragnarok. This is Hela, played by the incomparable Cate Blanchett. But what's incredible here, or not incredible, but here's the thing that got my eye, because we know she's going to be great. You've got Loki and Thor teaming up. Now, this has been sort of hinted at for a while, but now we actually see it coming to fruition. What do you think, Dan? What do you think brings them together? What do you think they're fighting against? Or are they looking for Odin? What's happening?
If you look in that picture, spoiler alert for the end of Doctor Strange, if you haven't seen it yet, tune out now. If you look at that picture, it looks to me like they're clearly in New York.
Yes.
We last saw Thor meeting with Doctor Strange in that tag scene in the credits saying he's looking for his brother. And Doctor Strange says he's going to help. And yes, the last that we saw, Loki was posing as Odin. Obviously, Loki is doing some kind of mischief. That's what he does somewhere in New York. And I love that Cate Blanchett is obviously showing up sometime while they're both still there, at least from this piece of concept art. Again, it's just a piece of art. Who knows? It could have been somebody's doodle and they put it on the Blu-ray and now it's canon. But it looks to me like, this is they find each other and then, something's going down. But yeah, I like the fact that, we'll see how the whole New York angle is at the beginning of the film. I don't know.
Danielle?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, what Dan just said. Plus, I just always I like when you take the gods, kind of bring them down from heaven and you have them in like a New York. As much as I do love going over that Rainbow Bridge, I enjoy watching them be outside of that environment as well. And just seeing what kind of havoc Hela can wreak while she's in New York. Man, poor New York. Just don't move there if you live in the Marvel universe.
Well, maybe
don't live in New York.
That's downtown LA. There's areas in downtown LA that kind of look like that. They're going by coastal. Well, we're going to see some other places too, because there is a possibility we're going to Planet Hulk here. We have another piece of concept art. This is Hulk as a gladiator, and then he is battling whom? Thor. Also pointed out by our brilliant producer, Justin Lamb. Yeah. What exactly is going on with the signage behind them? Is somebody sponsoring that?
It's Verizon. Verizon sponsors everything. Interglobally, intergalactically, it's Verizon.
All right, now here we have Thor, whatever he's holding is off camera. Then we have another image of them battling. The two of them are sort of cresting toward each other, about to blast off in each other's faces. Jonathan, do we have it?
Phrasing.
There we go. That is not Mjolnir. Again, that's some sort of sword situation. So what is he battling with? Dan?
To be determined.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not Mjolnir. I think that, I don't know. I hope they don't do this whole Thor's loss, because Thor was about Thor losing Mjolnir and then he gets it back. And I hope that it's just like, this is a warrior's weapon and he just has a sword or something. And it's not like, where's my hammer? Dude, where's my hammer? That's a great Thor comedy.
Where's my hammer?
Dude, where's my hammer? I don't know, but I'm psyched as hell to see that. Because I remember that at Comic-Con last year at the Hall H panel, I think that more than anything is what got me the most excited, was when because there were rumors of this, but when they showed that Hulk and Thor were going to be showing down in this movie, to me, that's what's got. I've always said, if I'm going to see one superhero movie this year, it's going to be Ragnarok, because I think this thing's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Danielle?
And just the image of, like, I loved the Planet Hulk storyline. So that image of Hulk armored up, and it also kind of shows that maybe you see Hulk not just smashing, but also the ability to use like weapons. So we're going to get like maybe a smarter Hulk, which is something that I'm really excited for, because you do see that in the comics, but you haven't gotten to see a lot of like Bruce Banner being able to retain some of his intelligence as the Hulk. And obviously I think that you see him using people, like battering them against stuff, but you don't see him using weapons and essentially, using tools like a people. So we'll see like how that affects and what that might mean for like what Hulk's mental state is now.
Well, we also have another image, which is of Thor. Oh, well, no, this is Hulk, and like you said, he's got tools, Hulk use tools. But we also have images of Thor in some sort of prison situation. I mean, with the red dots, we have to assume that they're going to CGI something else in there. Now, the question is he in some sort of gladiator holding ring? Is he in a prison that Hela put him in? And what is in his hand? Is that Mjolnir?
That looks like Mighty Mjolnir to me.
Or is that the Bjorn? So there's Mjolnir, but go back to it, Jonathan. Is that Mjolnir? I think it's Bjorn. I just like saying it. All right, let's go to Charlie so I can stop saying the axe's name.
What's the axe's name again?
Bjorn.
Wasn't he a tennis star in the 70s?
That's Bjorn Borg.
Oh, damn. I get
We asked
all the time.
people what we think about how we think Hulk wound up in a gladiator pit opposite Thor.
So we got a couple legitimate answers, but I want to start with the snarky funny one, because that's just how I roll. So we asked, how do you think Hulk got to Planet Hulk? Ben Grimm says, narrative convenience.
That is entirely true.
Well,
That's probably going to be at least partially true.
Good call, Ben.
The Thing
Thanks,
throwing
Ben.
some shade at the other MCU people, by the way. Ben Grimm.
True. What else did they have for us,
The
Charlie?
salty rock.
Yes.
So Devin Coulson has a more legitimate answer. He says probably a Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum's character, found his ship floating somewhere in space.
Ooh, interesting.
Bring
Okay.
that all in. And then we have V Films saying he was flying the Quinjet at the end of Age of Ultron. He flies through the beam Heimdall uses from the Bifrost to get Thor to Asgard.
Whoa. All right. Well, we've talked about the images and how they make us feel. How do they make you feel, Charlie?
I cannot wait for Cate Blanchett as Hela. And I'm also looking forward to all the Halloween costumes to make of it. Like, just when you have the headdress, watch out for doors and people around you. Have headdress awareness as you're walking through your party. And I'm sorry about my voice.
Listen, kids, cosplay responsibly. That is the real message of Screen Junkies News. So at the end of all this, granted, just concept art.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling? You already said that Thor Ragnarok was the movie to see.
For me, yeah.
What about Black Panther, though? Because I feel like that's something that I've been very excited for ever since the introduction.
Yeah.
Danielle?
I'm so ready for Black Panther. And it seems like every other week we find out that some new, awesome, amazing actor is going to be attached. This is like... I can't, it's like going to like a white party at Diddy's house. It's like every cool black actor in the world is involved somehow in Black Panther. I'm ready. I'm buying tickets. I'm seeing it. I already like Black Twitter has done lost their minds. It's amazing. It's great.
What are you cosplaying as then?
What am I cosplaying as? I would probably go as one of the I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But one of the bald chicks.
Oh.
The bald chicks with like, move. You will be moved. Yeah, you will. You will be moved.
What about you, Dan? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm very excited. I mean, It's the MCU. They every time people think that they're going to fail, they don't.
Yeah.
Some are better than others. I think that I'm glad that these are going to be two very different movies, because I thought Doctor Strange, while fun and inventive, suffered a little bit of that fatigue that we've been feeling. So I like that we're branching out into new areas of the universe, places we haven't seen before. We're getting out of New York.
Yeah.
We're getting out of, well, except for part of Thor Ragnarok apparently, but then we're going to go really far away. But different for me with the MCU right now. Different is the word. Different is the key. Make it unique. Make it special. Make it fun. Make it different. Not more of the same.
Yeah, expanding on stuff we've already
Expand.
seen. Yeah.
Well, we want to know, are you excited? Are you booking your ticket to Wakanda? Let us know in the comments below. You can always tweet us at SJ News. Click here for more Screen Junkies, and we'll be back with more soon.